Hey guys, today we are back with another accessories review, and today on the channel what we're going to be looking at is the Midwest Industries braces for these multiple different Smith & Wessons. So, as you can see right here, we have two different braces, one for the Smith & Wesson 500, and we have one here for the M&P R8. So obviously speaking, these are some very interesting new products from Midwest Industries. They did come out, I believe, at SHOT Show this year. As you can see, it is a brace, and if you don't believe me, it says right on the back here, not a stock. So they've done the research there whenever it comes to the law and all that. So what we have here once again is a in-frame Smith & Wesson R8 8-shot 357 Magnum. You know, it's a little bit more of a tactical revolver anyway. One of my favorite revolvers in my collection, and I thought that would be a good one to show off. And another one cool to show off, as you already seen in the intro, is the 500 Smith & Wesson with a 10.5-inch barrel. If this thing isn't as out loud and outrageous as you can get, I don't know what is. So as you can see there, they add a whole different aspect to the revolver. Is what it is. It actually comes with these grips from factory. These grips actually grip onto the butt of the revolver itself. Coming down from there, this brace here attaches. So technically speaking, if you want to take this brace off and run these grips, you could. These grips here are metal, so believe me, especially on the 500 Smith & Wesson, it would not be fun just to shoot these with them metal grips. But you know, on something like a 357, it wouldn't be bad at all. So pretty interesting of itself. That being said as well, you do have places here on the back of them to store extra ammunition. So as you can see here, all you have to do is just slide them into these cufflinks here. They are tight because once again we have not used them, but you can line them all the way back with 357 and you know with other ones with 500 Magnum. So you got them there for extra storage. You do have 6, even though this is an 8-shot revolver, but you can put them right in the back here just as we are doing, and we'll put them on in here just to show off during the video because it does make the brace look a little bit better. But what is the main reason behind these? So from what I can tell, you know, it's a way to stabilize this gun even better than just shooting it free-handed like this. If I wanted to and I can come in here like this, I can get a really good shot. One thing I will have to say though is that these are better used for pistols with an optic, which we'll get to here in a little bit with that 500 Magnum. But let's stop the talking real quick and let's go ahead and shoot these puppies and see how they do. But now, like I said, this right here, it will stabilize the revolver even better than what it already is free-handed, and you can get a lot more accurate shots, and it increases the range. You know, obviously from a ballistic standpoint, it's not going to increase the range, but it increases the ability to shoot longer distance accurately because the gun is more stabilized. So let's go ahead and take some shots with old 357 here. Click. All right, so we did have a light primer strike on that one. In double action, let's go ahead and reload that one up and see if it will fire in a single action. There we go. So as you can see there with that 357 anyway, 357 in my opinion doesn't kick much at all, especially with a revolver as big as this one. So, you know, it's fun to shoot, and like I said, you know, you're right up on that thing. You can actually get a lot more stabilized platform with it, and you can get a lot more accurate shots and a lot quicker follow-up, as you can see right there. And, you know, 357 coming out of a 5-inch barrel, that's nothing to play around with. So here is one though that is it's a Punisher, is all I can tell you. So once again, this is the 10.5-inch 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, and boys, let me tell you something, just in comparison, which we'll show you in this real quick comparison right here in a second, of the 500 versus 357, you can tell who's taking a woman home at the end of the day, per se. Let's take a quick look at them right there. Once again, that is a 357 Magnum round. It's put a many a man in the grave, and that's a 500 Smith & Wesson round. You and the person she tells you not to worry about. Oh lordy. So let's go ahead and load this thing up real quick. These are about $4 a shot, so here's to you, dog. So once again, though, trying to get really low on this one right here and get a good accurate shot is a little bit harder because I'm having to get as low as I possibly can just to be able to see that sight picture. And it does punish you, so let's go ahead and shoot this thing. Woo! Mmm. Oh God! So here's the point of it. This thing right here is nothing but straight metal, and let me tell you something. It punishes you on this end just as much as it does on that end, I believe. But you know, that's whenever I kind of wish. Well, I should have SBR'd short barreled rifled that Smith & Wesson 500, because if it had a little bit of padding on it, it'd been a little bit funner to shoot. But now let me tell you something. I will be probably blue there in the morning because this thing does carry a wallop. But that's what's kind of fun about it. It does stabilize the platform, and especially if you're using something like that right there for, like, let's say, you know, hunting, to where you're going to be taking one shot only. Not that bad. But now let's go ahead and have a little bit more fun and switch over to this 357 again. And like I said, you know, it's got her used to it. It does. You know, Midwest Industries sent these to us to check out. You know, it's not a paid review or nothing like that. And even if it was a paid review, I'd tell the God's honest truth either way it goes. But these are just something out of a cowboy movies I like and say, oh, Wild West movie. Let's go ahead and take some more shots with the R8. Click. I can tell you one thing though, you can feel that percussion where you're more closer to that gun. It feels like it's giving me a shave every time I shoot it. But even though we've got this brace on it, we can still shoot it free-handed. And it will actually give you still a little bit more support, because obviously it's adding a little bit more to the gun whenever it comes to a stability platform, because it's getting another point of contact with your arm in of itself, but still an interesting platform. Let's show that off a little bit right here. So, like, say for instance, you know, you come up from here and you still want to take a longer shot with it. Click. So see, you can still shoot them either way it goes, either way you want to. Let's throw one down that 500 Magnum just because I want to see how it feels with them metal grips on. I just want to punish myself a little bit more today. Woo! Gosh, dog, my hand's gonna be blue in the morning. But is it still fun? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. So if I was getting one of these, I don't know if I would recommend getting the brace model for the 500 Magnum, just because, like I said a minute ago, my shoulders already hurt me a little bit. I'm ringing in my left ear, which I normally ring in my left ear, but this is a little bit more than normal. But you know, we do have ear protection in. But even just getting that close to that cylinder on that thing, it will jar you. Don't get me wrong. There ain't no question about that. Let's load up some, this is some 357 Magnum 200 grain hard cast solids. These are from our buddies over at Double Tap Ammunition. Thank you for supplying the channel with some of this hard cast ammunition. This stuff right here, it ain't nothing to quite squeak about. Got, like I said, 200 grain ammunition, and it being hard cast, I'm sure this brace will be a little bit help whenever it comes to that one, because this one right here, I'd say, is going to keep me just a tad bit. Nowhere near as bad as that 500 Magnum, but it's still going to be a little bit of a hoss. Click. So once again, as you can see there, guys, especially with these revolvers, you can fire these almost like a PCC, to where you actually have that point of contact and it's going into your arm. You can sit here and pretty much use this thing in double action as quick as you want to. So that's one thing I actually want to do. Let's go ahead and switch to these PMC bronze again, and let's see how accurate we can get. 8 rounds downrange and double action on the man-sized target, and we are here at 25 yards. So that's another point on sale on these right here. You know, even using these from self-defense standpoint, and that's what mainly this one's going for. So you come up from here and beep. Well, let me get it reset. Beep. I think we had a misfire right there. There we go. Yep, one misfire. We can clean this out. when I have to tighten something up in this. There we go, fart on the second one. So, as you can see right there, it's a fun little outfit. There ain't no question about that. But guys, if you have any question or comments on the Midwest Industry brace for these different Smith & Wesson revolvers, please leave a comment in the comment section below, because I'm interested to see what you all think about them. Are they gimmicky? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, this is pretty funky looking, don't get me wrong, but it is cool as all get out. Now, do they have a purpose? Once again, you be the answer of that. I believe they do, because like I said, I've not seen a gun yet that isn't compensated to where I can sit here at 25 yards and hit a man-sized target as quick as I can pull that trigger, because it turns this 357 Magnum into legit. It feels like I'm shooting a AR-15. I mean, there's no movement at all. It's just coming every bit right back into my shoulder where I have this brace, and I'm just sitting there pulling it as quick as I can, and it's not moving or doing nothing. So, pretty interesting. You know, with this 500 Magnum, yes, like I said, it does kick on this end pretty rough, but you know, this does have a place for an optic. So if we wanted to put like an EOTech or something like that on there, we didn't have to get that near as low on it. It wouldn't hit your jawline too much, but where you could actually get a little bit higher like this right here and shoot it, it would be pretty fun, and it would be a lot funner than what it is right now, just like I said, because you ain't got to get that low on the gun. But overall, interesting, to say the least, and this is thinking outside the box, and we always love to see people who think outside the box on the channel, because if anybody thinks out of the box, it sure is us. But guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. Once again, thank you to Midwest Industries for sending us these products, because like I said, I seen them at SHOT Show, and I was like, pretty neat, and here we are, showing them off. So, guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. Like and subscribe for more gun reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.